No, right? Very good. So here too, since we're multiplying, we don't care whether the denominators are the same or not same, right? Okay. So as we tackle these problems, very first thing what we want to do, we're going to take a look at all the numerators, we're going to take a look at all the denominators, and we want to make sure that everything is written in the form of a factor, right? So let's take a look at the very first numerator right here, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this actually on the side, or maybe let's do it right here. So I'm going to draw a little right here on the side, and I'll take actually the very first one, w squared minus 1, and I'm going to try to find the factors for this guy right here.
So it's still on the website.
So w squared minus 1. What does it look like? Binomial, trinomial, what is it? Binomial. For the binomial, the only way we can find factor is special cases. And there were only 3 special cases for the binomial. Difference of 2 squares, difference of 2 cubes, sum of 2 cubes. What does it look like? Difference of? No, squares. Right? Remember, 1 can be multiplied itself. Doesn't matter how many times, it will always be 1, right? So can I also rewrite this as a w squared minus 1 squared? Would that be the same thing, w squared
Yes.
minus 1? Okay. Now it looks like a difference of 2 squared, right? The difference of 2 squares, what are the two factors for the difference of 2 squares? One time is going to be plus, and the other time is going to be with minus, right? So these are the two factors for w squared minus 1, right? So we're done with the first numerator right here, right? These are the two factors right here. So I'm going to go back and place it right here. So I'm going to write down w plus 1 and w minus 1. We're just replacing right here for this one, right? Factor. Okay. Now at the bottom we have w minus 1 to the power 2. Now what's the power 2 means? It's w1, w minus 1 times w minus 1, right? So since this is already factored, we don't have to worry about it, right? I can just rewrite them as w minus 1, and I can just write down w minus 1. Because w minus 1 to the power 2 means w minus 1 times w minus 1, right? It's being multiplied 2 times, right? So these are the two factors. We don't have to do any factoring for this one. Times. At the top we have w minus 1. This itself is already a prime factor. We cannot go any more further factoring, right? So I'm going to write this as it is, w minus 1. Now we focus on the denominator of the second rational expression, which is how many terms do we have here? 3, right? So it's like a trinomial. So the only way we can find the factors for trinomial is by AC method. Very good. So I'm going to go ahead and write down right here that trinomial so we can find the factors for it. So what is A? B, C. Okay. What's going to go at the top?
1,
And at the bottom?
2,
What are the two numbers when you multiply is equal to 1? When you add them up is 2. 1 and 1. Do we have what? A is equal to 1? A is equal to 1, so it's going to be easier, right? So what are the two factors going to be? W plus 1, and another one is going to be W plus 1. Yes? All right. So I've got these two factors for this trinomial, so I'm going to go back and put it down, or in place of this, I'm going to just write down those two. So it's going to be W plus 1 times W plus 1. So everything got written in the form of a factor, right? And now we're just going to see what are the ones we can simplify, the cancels, and then that's how we're going to start doing this problem, right? Okay. Any questions so far? Nope? Alright. So at the top we have W plus 1, W minus 1, and we have W minus 1. So let's take a look at W plus 1. Do we have anything else we can cancel this W plus 1 with?
yes.
Okay, so let's go one of this, one of this, right? Now we have W minus 1. Do we have another W minus 1 at the bottom somewhere? One of these, right? So we can go with this one. What else we can cancel?
W minus 1 is there.
Very good. W minus 1, W minus 1. So what do we have at the top? 1. Nothing. It means we always leave 1. Good.
Over
And at the bottom,
plus 1.
there's nothing left. And here is going to be
W plus 1.
W plus 1. Very good.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, this is how the reduced form is done.
Let's do the next one.
Homework.
We gotta get a swing of it. So we'll feel comfortable
Yes.
Yeah, just one more.
Hmm?
from the homework.
No, I want to just continue doing multiplication because now we have to dive into addition and subtraction. So that's where we have to worry about the denominators. So everybody's okay? We'll do actually some division, multiplication. But again, the key is before we start multiplying, we need to write everything as the factors, and then try to find the common factors you can cancel, and then do the multiplication. Right? So what is the hardest part here?
Remembering all of this.
Now remember,
No.
what are the steps we're remembering though? Just factoring part, right? So whenever you take a look at the rational expression, you say, okay, well, first I need to find the factors for this, right? So you find the factors on the side, you write it down right here. Take a look at the denominator. This was already factored. We didn't have to do any factoring, right? The top one was already factored, prime factor, so we didn't have to do anything. We just did the factors for this denominator, right? Again, if you really understand well the factoring part, this chapter is going to go much easier. But if you're still struggling with with factoring, I would highly encourage to go back and first do the factoring before you're tackling these problems. Because once you understand factoring, this chapter is going to become a little easier to solve.